If you want to do big things in life, you have to follow this thing I call the law of 33%.
You need to be under the mentality that you can accomplish anything as long as you put your mind to it. Now, that doesn't mean that you single-handedly have to do everything. You are going to probably need help and need assistance, but you need to find the same like-minded people that are willing to do anything to become successful. And when you put all those minds together, you're going to be able to accomplish whatever goal it is. Nothing is going to be out of reach.
I think what the power of now means is just not thinking about the future, not thinking about the past. Kind of like these horses.
There's so many people in this world that say they wish they could go for their dreams and talk about one day how they're going to, but then they end up never doing it, and they live a regretful, lame life. But you're going to be the one person that tries to go for their dreams and shoots for the stars. And if you do that, you're going to be so excited and motivated that you're going to want to do whatever it takes to succeed. You're going to try your best. And when you fail, don't be discouraged. You should honestly be excited when you fail, because that means you just got an experience which you can grow from and you can learn.
People really only buy one thing. They buy into stories.
And you'll be able to develop something new from that failure. Because with most failures comes an enlightening experience for you to learn something new that you didn't know before. And then you can transfer that into the stuff you already know and then push through and keep moving forward on that path to success. Because the more information you gain, the more and more you learn and get closer to becoming that successful individual who accomplished their dreams that you truly aspire to become.
Talk is cheap. Action is what matters. People, talk, I'm gonna start it, and I hear it every day.
If I could go back in time and learn one thing, I'm gonna tell it to you right now. It's this. You can only pick one thing that you want out of life, and if you pick the wrong thing, you'll never really be successful. Let me back up. My mentor, Joel Salted, said, the worst thing in life is to get older and realize you got good at the wrong thing. And I see people that are very wealthy, but I don't admire them. I live here in Beverly Hills, there's billionaires all up and down the street. Doesn't mean I would trade lives for them. In fact, the best test is, I call it the exchange test. Would you trade lives? And the reason that almost anybody I meet, I wouldn't trade lives for them, it's not because they're not smart, it's not because they're not good people, it's because, one simple thing, they're optimizing for the wrong thing. So let's say you say, I want to be an entrepreneur. That's not something you should optimize for. Entrepreneurialism, capitalism, democracy, they're all an end, they're all a means to the end, and there's only one end, and that's a good life.
It's all BS. You can only optimize for one thing at a time. So as I look back on my life, I think without knowing it, now I'm a little more clear, I've optimized for like adventure. Everybody should try to be rich and famous at least once and should get it just to realize it's not as good as you think. But the adventure part is cool. And also, when I say adventure, I also mean gaining insight into life. The biggest thing I've learned, if I could be 18 again, I wish somebody had told me, basically nobody knows what they're doing. Even the adults, you think, everybody's lost and the world's the blind leading the blind. So the ultimate adventure to me is not just like bungee jumping or something like that or going to the Amish. It's trying to get insight and see life as a puzzle. And your goal in life is to seek the adventures that piece the puzzle together so that at the end of your life, you kind of get it. I feel like most people don't get what life is. Like, think about it. So yeah, I always say health, wealth, love, happiness, like kind of in that order. If you're not healthy, you won't care about anything. So I figured health is the trump card. And then the reason I put money second over love, it doesn't mean like you should try to get rich before love. If you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, a classic kind of way to be happy.
When you give out these understandings, we don't like to think of ourselves that way. So what happens, self-actualization, or not even goal actualization, I should say. I call it the good life. At the end of the day, everybody wants the good life. You can measure the progress in your life by your ability to control the environment in which you live. But to realize it is harder. So as I said, everybody wants the good life, but not everybody gets the good life. So what I'm interested in, it's not about whether I make $1 million or not. Many people make $1 million and many people don't. What's more interesting of a problem is how do you get what you want? How do you fit into the cog? How are you the cog fitting into this universe? If you can figure that out, you will find the good life.
So I want to talk a little bit about that today because life is short. I think we all realize the sands of time quickly can slip by in your life. And you don't want to be old when you finally get the good life, or too old, right? It's like the Dutch saying, we're too soon old, too late smart. The consciousness, the mindset of people who have gone before you, the smartest, the wisest, the most intelligent, the most experienced people. Then you will get what you want. Already a billionaire. You'd think he'd be cocky. You see, everybody wants the good life, but not everybody's willing to be humble. Everybody wants the good life, but not everybody's willing to persevere to get it. Next, books. Books you should see as hidden treasure. Think about it. As I said, mentors are great in person, but some of the great mentors are no longer alive. Shakespeare, Darwin, Freud, Mahatma Gandhi. But if I told you all those people were in my house, they're gonna be there this Saturday answering questions, magically I can make that happen. Would you show up at my house? Of course everybody would buy a plane ticket and end up in California. Talking about Sam Walton. This is a man who made $160 billion for himself.